Self-esteem parenting 2. Self-esteem begins at home. Parshas Noach. When traveling by plane, the flight attendant makes an announcement. She says, "In the unlikely event of a drop in cabin pressure, oxygen masks will be deployed above your head. After you stop screaming, if you are traveling with a child, place your own mask on first and then place the mask over the face of your child." Now, I've said this to myself, and I'm sure you've said it too. Put my own mask on first and then the mask of my child? No way. I'm a good parent. I'm going to put my child's mask on first and then I'll take care of myself. But this is not correct. Children have a greater resilience for oxygen retention than we do in the short term, and therefore they're okay. We have to be able to be in control of ourselves to be able to function and take care of them and calm them down, and therefore put your own mask on first and then the mask of your child. That's the correct procedure. So too it is with self-esteem. Put our own self-esteem mask first, put our own mask of self-esteem on first, and then give self-esteem to our children. The best way and the only way to give children self-esteem is to have it yourself, to develop yourself. And that is what the author of Slobodka says when he quotes the pasuk in Parshas Noach. Eila told us Noach holid es Shem. These are the generation of Noach. Noach gave birth to Shem. Breshis chapter 6 verse 10. Chazal asked the following question. Why does the Torah say these are the generations of Noach? Noach gave birth to Shem. Shouldn't it say these are the generations of Noach, comma, Shem, Cham, and Yafes? Why does the Torah repeat the word Noach? These are the generations of Noach. Noach gave birth to Shem. The author of Slobodka quotes a medrash. And he says in Breshis Rabbah 30, Parsha 5, the author says the following. Says the Breshis Rabbah, "If it is all well with Noach, then it is all well with the world. If it is all well with the fathers, then it is well with the children. As it states in Mishlei, the fruit of the righteous is a living tree." The author explains, we do not see Chazal praising the deeds of the children, rather we see Chazal praising the deeds of the fathers. We are told that a person who's a tzaddik tamim, a wholesome, righteous person. Therefore, Noach was a righteous person, and therefore, since he was righteous, he had righteous children. Of course, not all of them were righteous, but Shem, from who we descend, was righteous. And therefore, when he has righteousness, when he has wholeness, tmimus, wholesomeness, pleasantness, tranquility, serenity within himself, Noach, menuchas hanefesh, then he can give that to his children. This is the tmimus. The wholeness of Noach means his name was Noach, his name was Menucha. His name was menuchas hanefesh, inner peace, inner tranquility, inner repose, an inner sense of self that he had, that he was able to give it over to Shem. And the letters Shem, Shin, Mem, are the two middle letters of the word neshama. He gave neshama, he gave Shem to Shem, and from him we derive. And therefore, the author is telling us that the key to raising wholesome, pleasant, well-adjusted children is to work on our own selves first. And he quotes the Vilna Gaon in Bir Hagra on Mishlei, chapter 4, verse 13. Mishlei says the following, King Solomon says the following, "For Torah is your life," meaning the purpose of life is to rectify, says the Vilna Gaon. "For Torah is your life," meaning the purpose of life is to rectify the attribute which has not yet been rectified. For this purpose, one must strengthen himself. The Vilna Gaon is telling us, here in Mishlei, on chapter 4, verse 13, the purpose of life is shvirat hamidos. Shvirat hamidos, which means to break a negative attribute and to become a better person. The purpose of life is to become a better person, a more wholesome person, a more giving person, a more compassionate person. Work on my midos. And we all know what those 13 midos are. The 13 midos are the 13 midos of Hashem that He instilled in each of us. Hashem, Hashem, work on consistency. Kale, leadership. Rachum, compassion. Chanun, empathy. Erech hapayim, mellow, laid back. Patience. Rav chesed, giving. Notzer chesed, creativity. Emes, honesty and integrity. Nose avon vafesha vechata'ah, forgiveness. Letting go of resentment. Letting it go. Let it go. I'm working on that myself. Let it go. Let go of that comment that my wife said 13 years ago. Let it go. You said, let it go. Vinake, resilience, bounce back. Teaching ourselves and our children to bounce back from a difficulty, from a challenge. And therefore, the purpose of life, says the Vilna Gaon, is Shviras Amidos, which means to become the best person I can become. To emulate God. Imitatio Dei, to be like God. Zekili ve'anveyu, this is my God and I will glorify Him. Says the Gemara in Shabbos, page 133b, Abba Shaul Omer, Mahu rachum af ata heyerachum. As God is merciful, you be merciful. V'chanun. To imitate God. How? By working on our midos, knowing what we are. And then when we find wholesomeness, shleimus within ourselves, pleasantness within ourselves, then we can give that over to our children. We can convey that to our children by example. We put our own self-esteem mask on first, then we can give that to our children. How do we convey a positive attitude toward Judaism to our children? By being positive with Judaism with ourselves. When we make a bracha of Asher Yatzar, we mumble it to ourselves as we're walking from place to place. Say it out loud. And Rav Kanievsky tells us that the bracha is that if we say brachos out loud, a mother who says Asher Yatzar in her brachos out loud in the house is zoche to have children who are Talmidei Chachamim. Because we instill in the house the sound of Hakaras HaTov, the sound, the resounding sound, the resonance, the sense of Hakaras HaTov to Hashem is palpable, is alive. I appreciate it. I live Judaism. I don't just mumble Judaism. If I say brachos out loud by when I eat, Asher Yatzar out loud, then I'm able to understand and show the children that I am passionate about my Judaism. I love talk to God. It's a relationship with Hashem. When I daven with a little perush, a little book next to it which understands the words. I learn one new word each time I daven, making davening more interesting. Show my children that I am into my davening. I appreciate my davening. I don't sit with my legs crossed like watching a magazine or reading a magazine. Rather, I walk, I look into the davening. And one of the most important ways of expressing our love for Hashem is to say the name Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei, with intention, with kavanah. And in Shachris, there are over 200 times we say the name Yud Kei Vav Kei, Hashem's name. And those are the key words, Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei, Hashem. Hashem means Haya, Hove, V'Hiyeh, past, present, and future. God is giving me life. Every time I say the word Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei, I get chiyus. And when I have that relationship with God, and my children see that I have a meaningful intent when I daven, I love davening, I love connecting with God, I love connecting with my source, then they will learn that as well. My own mask on first, and then they will get that from me. But if my attitude toward my davening, my benching, and my Judaism is, okay, here we go again, then they'll have that attitude as well. By osmosis, they'll also learn that mask of negativity, and of complacency, and of mitzvahs anashim milumada. Same old, good old stuff all over again. Not really exciting, not really important. If I show it's important, if I show that I'm passionate about my Judaism, about my relationship with God, about my conscious party in the first part, party in the second part, contract, covenant, connection, bris with Hashem, and I love that relationship, and I show it with my energy, then Hashem will allow my children to see that within me, and it'll be passed over to my children. How do I model self-esteem? By respecting myself. Respecting myself. Saying positive words to myself. Positive self-talk. Positive energy. A smile. Positive outlook on life. If I respect myself, if I value myself, my children will value themselves. They'll learn by modeling. They learn from me. If I am positive, they will learn with positivity. And therefore, I must show that sense of appreciation for myself, respect for myself, respect for my spouse. And the greatest gift we can give to our children to give them self-esteem is to show self-esteem between husband and wife. Wife and husband and wife must show respect to each other, speaking benachas ruach, speaking gently. There are 3 types of speech. Level 1 is, how was your day? I missed you. How's things going? Level 2 is, can you please pass the ketchup? Level 3 is, don't you ever run on the road again like that. Now, we often use level 2 and level 3 speech as a daily occurrence in our lives. We raise our voices. The real way to bring nachas ruach into our homes, to bring wholeness into our homes, is to speak on level 1. I know it's hard to do, but speak on level 1, especially to your spouse. Lower your voice. Speak slowly. How are you? How was your day? When the children see that kind of connection, that kind of respect to each other, that kind of self-respect to yourself and to your spouse, that's the greatest gift you can give to your children. That's how you give them self-esteem. That's how you give them wholeness and wholesomeness. That's how you give them tmimus. That's how you give them serenity and inner peace, by showing that you have inner peace yourself. Let's all try to take from Noach the idea of menucha. Noach means menucha, menuchas hanefesh, inner tranquility that he had, and give that to our children by example.